My name is Jade, and this is me attempting to make my first YouTube video. I've been trying to make a YouTube video for quite a long time. I've been trying to think of some content to use on what to make. I know my lighting's not the best right now. I'm not a professional, sorry. I'm trying really hard Bear with me, please, and thank you. I actually wanted to start off with you getting to know me, and then I have a little funny story time from my new job. So a little story time with me is that I used to work at a hookah bar back in the day, and one of my friends came up to me one day and asked, Jade, what are you going to do with your life? And I was like, oh, well, I'm managing a hookah bar right now. All I can do from here is up. I could just work my way up in any industry from being a manager onwards. And they saw the flaw in that plan really fast. They told me, Jade, no. What do you like to do? What do you like to do in life? And I told them I used to want to be a cook when I was younger, but I found out there's not that much money in the field. And in high school, I used to do a lot of wood shop. I like that a lot, but I don't think there's any money in that. My friend said, stop right there. I want to tell you about a program that's in a college really close. They have a program for welding there, and he said, I think you would really like it. You seem like a really hands-on person. You don't seem like you like a lot of classwork, which, newsflash, I don't. I hate it. He said they're really good there. It's not that much classwork. It's a lot of hands-on work. You barely are in class. It's a lot of just being out in the shop and welding and doing all that. He's like, basically, it's like wood shop. It's just with metal now instead of wood. I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of good with like this job right now. And then in California where I'm at right now, the law changed from 18 to 21, and I believe I was 19 at the time when it was all happening. And I said, you know what, hey, let's do it. I would like to try it. He's like, yeah, let me just take you through the school real fast, and I'll show you, I'll introduce you to some of the teachers, and I'll just tell you about the program. And I went with him one day. I saw all the stuff they were doing in class. I was like, oh, is this after school work, what they're doing right now in the shop? They're like, no, this is the class. This is what you'll be doing. They spend about an hour in class, maybe a half hour, and you'll be out in the shop actually making stuff, actually welding, learning hands-on, everything. And I was like, what? This is something I never knew would happen. I was so thrilled. And fast forward, I enrolled in the fall semester, and I loved it. It was just so awesome. I found out how much money I could make after I got all my qualifications and my certificates. And I showed up to class every day. There's only been a few days where I was like, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna sleep in. Don't do that, kids. Stay in school. I absolutely loved it. I learned how to MIG weld, TIG weld, oxyacetylene, and stick weld. And I wanted to, for a long time, just become a pipeline welder because I knew they made the most money. That's still an option now. So I got through most of my classes. I had one class left. It was called metallurgy. That wasn't too much in shop. That was more in class studying work. It's a lot of work, actually. It's basically the science of the metal that you need to learn to get your certificate. But you can get your other certificates at summertime, and that will actually go to a job, and you say, hey, here's my certificates, I'm legally allowed to weld this, where the certificate for welding all in general would just go on to your actual resume saying I completed the course at Sierra College. So I didn't take the metallurgy class. I needed to take a while from just classes. I was going to try to do the summer classes. Summer hasn't happened yet. I haven't even registered for those classes, though. We'll see what happens. And I was working at this place that was about golfing and service industry. I was a server there at first, and then I transferred over to maintenance because that was more my field. I was slowly starting to get sad because I didn't like the work I was doing. I wasn't like, this isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to get into my field. So I started applying on Craigslist because, let's be real, all my friends were telling me to start applying on Craigslist. I have a lot of welder friends. And they were just like, Jade, you need to stop. You need to go towards your career. If you don't start now, you'll just be stuck. You need to go. And I listened to that. I was just need that little push, you know, from friends that wanted the best for me, and they wanted me to do something with my life, and they wanted to see me succeed. So I listened to them, which you should always listen to your friends as long as they have the best intent for you in your life. My friends do. So I started applying on Craigslist, and I saw this little ad that was for a welder at a shop that was really close to me at my old house. It was about a 5-minute drive. It was amazing. Now it's about a 9-minute drive, so it's not that bad still. I'm very close to my job. And I went in for the job interview, and I passed their little test they gave me, and they were like, good job. About half the people that come in don't know how to do that. And I was like, thank you. They showed me around the shop. It wasn't only metal work in the shop, it was also woodworking. They had a little concern because I was really going there for the welding job. They said, just so you know, we don't always have welding jobs available. It's all that what comes in for order. Basically what they did is they made fixtures for companies to go out to main brands that would hold bread, or it would hold tortillas, or it would hold like candy, all this different types of goods, and we would make them and send them off to the stores, and they would serve their purpose, and then eventually they would throw them away and they would order new ones. So I was like, I used to do woodworking, I'm fine with that, I don't mind. What got me into welding in the first place was woodworking, and my friend told me that's how I would get into the welding industry, was just by the fact that I knew how to woodwork, and that it was basically the same thing. And they were just really happy with my upbeat attitude. I was just really happy to be there. I wanted to get into my career basically. I wanted to get into welding. I am a laborer. I'm not really a person that could sit behind a desk, or I'm not really a customer service person. Like, I did that for a long time, and I hated life. Hated it so much. There are so many times I wanted to tell a customer to F off, but I didn't, because I cared about my jobs. I've never been fired from a job, and that will never happen. So at the end of the interview, I asked my number one question. I asked, is there anything in my interview that concerned you? And they were kind of taken back by that question. They were like, we've never been asked that before. No, you actually did a really good interview. We love how upbeat you are, and we love how willing you are to learn everything in this shop. You told us that you wanted to learn everything so that in case someone calls out, you know how to do it, so we're not struggling. And I was like, yeah, I feel like that's how everyone would be in their new job. And this job was really into telling me that I could take any of this information that I learned there and take it elsewhere. And at the end of the interview, they said, you know what, you call us in a week and you let us know if you still want the job. So in my mind, I was like, does that mean I have the job? Does this mean that I'm gonna be working here? And at that point, I was just really excited. I was telling some of my close friends. I wasn't letting the managers know at my job that I had already interviewed for somewhere. And I called them back a week later, and they're like, oh, you want this job? And I was like, yeah, I really want this job. This job seems amazing. Everyone was super nice when I was looking at everything. You told me you were willing to train me in everything in that shop. They said, well, yeah, you got the job. Come in tomorrow at 6 a.m. And I was like, perfect. I'll be there at 6 a.m. Keep in mind, I don't wake up early. I always wake up at like noon, like 12:30-ish at that time, and then that's when my day starts. I've been really good at waking up early, and everyone I tell that I've been waking up early all this time are just like, gee, what? Since when do you wake up? That's usually your bedtime, 6 a.m. What are you talking about? I was like, yeah, this is my career. I need to make a 360 and make my life work. And so ever since I started this job, I love it. Everyone there is super nice, super awesome. They just are so welcoming to me. They're all willing to train me. At this job, basically, I'm the 9th person working there. Not 9th person in total, since people have been fired, but I'm the 9th person working there currently. The 2 woodworkers are so on it when I ask any questions and I need help with anything. They're not like, I don't get paid to train you. What are you doing in my area? They're all so nice and so sweet to me. I love it there so much. There's a lot of shop talk that goes around. If you don't know what shop talk is, it's basically talking shit to each other. It's 100% just as being on your toes. I haven't been as good as as they have been to me, just because I'm super young. I'm a super easy target. I don't mind. I think it's hilarious, the stuff they come up with. I love just comedy and just jokes towards me, roasting me, funny stuff, hearing them roast each other. I literally, at the end of my day, I am dying. My abs hurt so much from how funny they are. I love it. And so, on to my funny story I have with them. Since I am so young, sometimes I like to make funny jokes and just make them feel uncomfortable. One of the funny things I do when they're just telling me, like, oh, you did an awesome job, or, oh, you're picking this up so much more than the other person, I'd be like, oh, thank you, I'm so awesome. And I dab on them. And they're just like, what is that? I'm like, it's the dab. You don't know what the dab is? It's a dance move. You dab. Dab. And they hate it. They hate it so much. They're just like, you little 20-year-old, you are so young. You don't know anything. And I just do it to them for fun. I never dab with like any of my friends or anything. My go-to dance move when I go out with my friends is the floss. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like you move your arm side to side and you hump your hips through it. I can't really do it on camera, but you could look it up. It's called the floss dance. Yeah. But I never dab, and so I tell my friends that my work people think that I dab all the time, and they're like, no, you don't. You just do it at work, apparently. And so basically I was working the CNC machine one day. CNC machine at our work is just cutting the pieces of wood. It's just a giant rectangle piece of wood that we cut all our parts from. Basically, in our little nesting list, what we call, it's a little blueprint for me to see what I'm cutting. And if I'm cutting something and it doesn't look like the blueprint, something went wrong either on the designer's end or on my end. I skipped a page somehow. So I was cutting the CNC as normal. I got a new nesting list, and on my giant rectangle I put on the table, only 2 little squares were supposed to come out. And I look at it after it's done cutting, and I see an extra square. And lo and behold, it was a little sign that the foreman had made to put up in the shop. And it said, I immediately started laughing my ass off. I was like, they did not just do this just for me. That is so funny. We decided as a group that dabbing was no longer allowed here. And I just kept laughing and laughing until my sides hurt. It was the funniest thing I have ever witnessed in my life. First off, scared me that I did something wrong. Second off, just was like hilarious that I didn't do anything wrong and they just did a joke on me. But that's how our work is. It's just a little fun stuff. Like, they have to find something to make their days fun and worth living, because sometimes our days are just so long. It's from 6 to 2 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. and it's early in the morning, long days. The guys in the office usually show up around 3 a.m. sometimes, and they work their ass off, and sometimes they're not out of there until like 6 p.m. But yeah, I just couldn't help but laugh, and as soon as that happened, I thought that'd be a fun little story time to share with everyone. My first little YouTube video, and just explaining me and explaining my new job. It was the first day I did my makeup, even though the lighting's all messed up. Let me see. Hi there. Hi. Yeah. Sorry. But I just wanted to share a little story time with you. I just wanted to put something out on YouTube. Maybe you guys will like it, maybe not. If you don't, it's okay. I don't mind. I'm gonna just keep on doing this for myself. Try to do story times, try to do little skits, try to just show my normal days with my boyfriend, because I'm fucking hilarious when I'm out with my boyfriend. I'm like, I would say that my inspiration is Liza Koshy. Very much, yes. I love her. But yeah, or simply Nailogical. I just love their comedy, and it's just perfect. It describes me perfectly. Yeah, if you guys like it, put a little like there. If you want to subscribe, because maybe down here, subscribe down there. Yeah. And hopefully you hear from me soon. See y'all later. Bye.